And welcome to the regular meeting of City Council, City of Vineland, Tuesday, March 12th, 2024 at 6:30 p.m.
Here.
Here.
Present.
Thus, the Rossi Safety Patrols. They're going to come up and lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. And we'll have a few pictures taken by the parents afterwards. Pledge allegiance to the flag and to the republic.
Thanks for not cursing or anything. That's good. Appreciate that.
Thanks. No, just take out the council members. Thank you. Thank you, Rossi.
On December 13th, 2023, by the City Clerk in the following manner: posting written notice on the official bulletin board in the lobby of City Hall, providing written notice to the offices of the Daily Journal and the Press of Atlantic City, and filing written notice in the office of the City Clerk of the City of Vineland.
And at this time, Chair entertains a motion that the 2024 minutes of the pre-meeting conference and the regular meeting of February 27th and the work session of March 5th be approved as submitted.
I second.
Is there any discussion by council on this motion? None?
Mr. Acosta?
Yes.
Mr. Franceschini?
Yes.
Mr. Spinelli?
Yes.
Mr. Vargas? Dr. Arthur?
Yes.
Madam President, we have the CFO and the Mayor of the City of Vineland and the CFO staff to give the budget presentation.
At this time, tag team it. Yes.
Igualmente.
Hi, Mayor. How are you?
We were last week.
Missed it.
I mean,
You missed it,
2
man.
weeks ago.
Very, very close. Very close. You complete me. Thank you. You're welcome. Here.
You should use a microphone there. Why don't you use the handheld? It might be easier.
Thank you.
Do you have enough?
Yeah, I can back up a little bit. Can everyone hear in the back? There we go. Thank you.
They can move up.
Hi, Tony. All right, so we are going to display this PowerPoint this evening for you to go over some of the workups of this year's municipal budget. And I have our CFO, Sue Baldessaro, here to assist. Yolanda is here as well. Thank you. And Normita. Hi, honey. Thank you. So whenever you're ready, we can move into the first slide. So here is the distribution of our tax dollars for this current fiscal and calendar year. And as you can see, the breakdown between the municipal services, the school board, the county, and of course the little hot pink section there is the library. You'll notice a interesting number there, and that's the county's percentage around hovering under 40% of what it is. So that number has actually come down a little bit of our contribution, but don't be confused, and you'll see a little bit later in the slide that the actual increase to the county of our revenue has gone up, where the percentage has gone down, which is a good thing because some of the cities in the county are pulling their load. However, with our successes, we've been contributing even more. Again, we're just shy of 50 million now currently, but you can see the breakdown of the services that are provided by each entity in there as well. You can move on. The history of our assessed valuations here in the city of Vineland, and you'll notice in the years previous to 2016, you remember the city had its reval, but we only went back to 16 and moved forward where we had settled the tax appeals and so forth, and where we had some real variations over those several years and losses of tax revenue to where we are today, that we have a significant increase and was one of the largest increases overall impactfully in the city's history, collecting those revenues from 23 to 24. This is just the slide showing that we provide each year to show the operating surpluses that we use in the budget between the fund balance, and you can notice obviously just a smidge off of where we were from 23 to 24, and the corresponding numbers as well. The history of our fund balance here for the city, as you can see, has steadily increased over a number of years from 16 all the way through 2023. Our fancy curtains in the slide. Good job, ladies. We're going to go into the accomplishments that were completed and achieved last year. Obviously, the groundbreaking on the new firehouse is one of our big significant ones. We will be completing this, obviously, as we have with respect to the police department, the EMS department, and some of the things we're going to be accomplishing this year with Public Works as well. But you can see that's a great drone shot over there, and of course the actual groundbreaking on the firehouse. Our new puppies that we've added into the mix here, our employees. Number one was Wednesday, which is our emotional support dog, which has been making lots of visits throughout the school district lately as well as a number of other stops, and has been very well received by all. And then, of course, our new arson dog, Radiant, which is now operated by Mr. McMahon, who's doing a great job so far, and it's incredible the amount of training that the canine has gone through for fire school and to become a certified arson dog, something that is much needed for our investigations here, where our team here in the city of Vineland is deployed quite often, especially with the county, and Deputy Chief Schifalaglio has been the chief investigator for arsons for a number of years, and this is going to be a great tool. And Phil was anxious to take this opportunity on and really has done a great job with it as well. You can see here a couple before and after shots of the municipal complex here at City Hall, with some of the improvements that we've made to the exterior, with the parking, with the landscape, and the fencing, the new sidewalks, We were able to do a number of things in-house. A lot of gratitude goes out to Director Lilly from the utility for assisting and helping this project stay on track with the contractors, because this was a big task where the building had not been maintained correctly, in our opinion, in a number of years, and now has become a warmer, friendlier environment, a very welcoming environment, and there's not a meeting that happens here and that goes on without someone commenting on how beautiful it is to come to the municipal complex now. And it makes us so proud of what we've been able to accomplish in showcasing this, because it is the flagship building in the city, and all the new businesses come in here, all the people soliciting to do business with the city, and the comments are all uniform. It's a wow factor every single time. And something else that's notable with this is a lot of the lighting improvements that have been made to City Hall and that people have missed. We're coming out of meetings at night now, whether it's planning or zoning or recreation or environmental, you name it. People can come out and it's easy to see, it's well lit, there's no question on where cars are, no one feels unsafe, and that's extremely important because we want that warm, welcoming environment. The switch to the LED lighting and the type of lighting that they use has really been magnificent, and I know when I leave sometimes late at night and you see those lights, it's great. It's lit up and it almost reminds you of like a baseball stadium to a degree. So a lot of thanks goes out to him and to the team there for really spearheading this, and it's really helped showcase these improvements as well. Public Works crew for the Avenue. We've put together something here, and a lot of people, again, have taken notice of this. Down the downtown corridor, these folks have been dedicated to that, and now also into the industrial park where they started in February, cleaning, preparing the streets, keeping things going during snow removal, trash, different events. It's been incredible, and under the leadership of Director Neer and his head supervisor there, Alex Gomez, they've done a tremendous job in really getting things under control. They've added to that crew another member, which has made that team stronger. And, you know, of course, we want to continue to keep things clean downtown, but also in the industrial park, which ends up getting a lot of litter by accident or by default because there's so many trucks in and out of there every single day. It's really made a noticeable difference. I've had a number of businesses comment to say, in all the years we've been here and all the money we've invested in industrial park, we've never seen anybody come down here as often lately as you're doing. What's going on? So I've been explaining to those businesses what our focus has been and how important it is for us to continue to do that, and that we want to really give back value to them, as they are truly the largest tax base here in the city of Vineland, and they deserve that. We've dedicated crews during snow removal down there to make sure that Mill Road is completely clear and salted as necessary. They've noticed that over the last 5 years or so, because, you know, when we get snow, we get it, and it's never easy. It's always back to back to back somehow, or it's always super cold, or we get nothing. But when you have it, you want to make sure that these folks can get in and out of there, their employees can get in and out of there, because there are thousands of people that work there, let alone the deliveries that take place. So I've gotten a lot of positive feedback over the last 30 days or so from some folks now noticing, saying, geez, a few years ago you really implemented a great job with the contractors coming in here and doing the roads for snow, and now you've done this. We can't thank you enough. And I said, well, no, we can't thank you enough. So our City of Vineland mobile app was launched this past year, which we've had a number of downloads on, and the thing has been working incredibly. It's been a very successful venture to get into. It's been great pushing out information and knowledge to our folks. It's a way to connect, again, with the next generation and keeping them informed, and those in our generations that want to be informed and have a little bit of savvy when it comes to technology. We've been able to do a number of things with paying bills and getting notifications to people about rabies clinics, vaccinations, license and inspections, our employee spotlights, general information and ways to contact the city departments, potholes, you name it. They've been able to really communicate, and we're really happy, frankly thrilled, to see what's been happening with the development of the app and some of the things that we've done to improve upon it since its implementation. And we do encourage everyone to go to either the Google Play Store or the Apple Store to download the app. The more the merrier, and the easier we can get information pushed out to you. So our commercials and our advertisements that we've worked so hard on over the last couple years in marketing the city and helping us rebrand has been incredible. This is a great commercial keying in on what our businesses do, what our utilities do, and how it's added to the quality of life here and the upgrades to the infrastructure here, and the development. Frankly, these commercials have been a huge hit. We've marketed in certain areas, specifically the city. I know a number of you have heard this year in and year out, but we're getting the feedback, we're getting the hits, we're seeing what's happening, the visitors to the website. We can track this with the analytics that go out. And a lot of people are saying, oh, I saw this commercial on TV, or I'll get a text message or an email or something, wow, this looks really great, or wow, I'm really proud of my hometown. I don't live in Vineland anymore, but I live wherever, and I happen to see this commercial hit, and it's incredible to see the improvements to the city. I want to come back and see, or I'm going to come through town. Can I meet with you and see you? And absolutely. So people come in and they look and they're like, it's amazing. Then they come in and see City Hall and how amazing City Hall looks and all the improvements to the different departments and what's been happening. And it's been tremendous for us to show the successes of the city. And the commercials are so well done that they've been targeted in certain areas. We use, obviously, TV placements. We also use social media placements as well that are strategic. Not this past Super Bowl. Well, we did this Super Bowl, but the Super Bowl previous, as we all know, our hometown son, Isaiah Pacheco, was in the Super Bowl. We targeted the Kansas City area and the surrounding areas with these commercials, and obviously placing them on social media is very reasonable, and it's not an overwhelming cost. And I can't tell you how many people saw the commercials and looked at that and said, wow. And we got a flood of comments from people from, the central of the country to the west of the country saying, I can't believe that this is something there. Your town looks so beautiful. What information can you send us? Then we direct them right to our website, and it catches them again. So the marketing has worked very well. Our branding has been great. I remember a number of years ago, going back 8, 9, 10 years ago, when you first Googled Vineland, there was a lot of negativity. You don't see that now. It's overwhelming with the successes, the press releases of what we've been able to accomplish together, and where we're going with the branding of the city. So I'm very proud of what our public relations team has done and our partners together amongst ourselves and the utilities for pushing these advertisements. And we've done so many. We've advertised through economic development, we advertised through utilities, we advertise quality of life, and of course, all the growth. And these are the topics that people want to see and want to hit. And now the interesting thing is we've had several businesses come in, and we've started off presentations with our commercial clips. We've shortened them up a little bit so they're not quite as long. There's several of them that'll run in a reel, and we give a background and a history of the city as they're watching this on a reel, and they're amazed. So, and these are international companies that are locating here now or expanding their headquarters that are currently here in the industrial park. Our new trash trucks. So trash is always a hot topic, and frankly, I'm probably going to jinx us, but I haven't heard a whole lot of complaints right now. I don't want to hear anything from you, Mr. Franceschini. But we own our fleet, again, and working together through our various departments and our utilities and everyone coming together, we've been able to control our destiny so we don't end up in a pickle again like we did last time. And these trucks have been running great. They've been very successful, and they've been very well received by the community. People are saying, wow, that's a new design to a trash truck. I've never seen a cab that big. Wow, they're able to hold 3 or 4 people working. And wow, the logo looks great over there. And oh, this is the company that's operating it? Yes. So we've done another thing in securing our future and making sure we are controlling our own destiny. If we ever have an issue and we decide we need to move on, or a contractor gets too expensive, or we have any kind of problem like we've had in the past, it just takes a little bit of time to sort it out. But with proper planning, we can achieve all things. We've continued our commitment to recruitment for police, fire, and EMS. With fire, it continues to be on the career path and on the volunteer path. I'm on the radio several times a month having some conversations with different hosts and talking about the recruitment. Our mobile app has pushed out recruitment for all departments, and frankly, it's nice to say that we've been able to start to recruit some first responders again. It was challenging for a period of time there. People have, really shied away from different careers in public service. Now we're starting to see things change a little bit, and we hope that pendulum continues to swing back the other way. But we will continue our commitment to recruitment of the finest personnel here to add to our first responder teams and continue to keep our residents as safe as possible. Special events. Is that Barbie? And Spinelli in the middle. As you can see, We've had a number of special events we've added for quality of life here in the city. We've really been fortunate. Our special events coordinator, Ms. Santiago, has done a great job in coming up with some creative ideas to do some things. And some of the stuff with movie nights has been very well received by the community. And so many people, there's been an outpouring, and she's had a way of getting things done with her volunteers and making these events successful. Of course, we had a Pacheco parade for his Super Bowl run, which was a big event. We've had the concert series at Champetro Park, which included a number of outside bands, and of course, Buddy Cavallo as well. But you could see we've had, the Eagles tribute band, and of course, the Journey tribute band as well, and a number of things that are continuing to go. We're going to continue with special events through the city. We're coordinating with some special events and things happening with the Senior Center again, under the new direction there as well, and keeping things together and having some harmony. And I'm very, very happy and very grateful with the performance of the team, because we've been able to really start touching upon different things that people like and different interests. This coming weekend on Friday night, we have our first ever karaoke night that's being hosted at Eastland in their banquet room. How many performers, Sheena? So we have 20 performers and 300 guests, and wow. So you have 300 and they're going to be in attendance because we're capped out there with fire code, I'm sure, and a couple hundred more that wanted to attend. Another great job and another great outside the box idea. We talk daily about different events and different things, and it's great to have someone concentrating on that for the city. So thank you very much for that. And I'm looking forward to seeing the entertainment on Friday night. And if anyone else is attending, I'm sure we're going to have some good laughs, and I'm sure we're going to see some good talent. I can assure you that I will not be singing, so please do not be afraid. I don't know, Paul might get up there, you never know. But a lot more special events to come and some surprises, I am sure, that we are in store for this year. So, 2024 upcoming projects. So the demolition of the former ice house over there is finally coming to fruition. We're getting very close now in getting that awful building, and I'll say it, down, and getting that site repurposed pretty in the very near future. And you can go to the next one. The old plant is actively being worked for its demolition, which is multiple administrations overdue, according to the Department of Environmental Protection. This has been an arduous task in getting there. Director Lilly and his team have done a great job over there in getting this thing worked on. There's been a number of potential pitfalls that they've been able to avoid and get this done and get us back on track environmentally here. It's a shame because we looked at a lot of ways to try to preserve this building and do some different things, but it was ultimately a decision that was difficult but had to be made. There were a number of potential environmental impacts there, and now that will be addressed, and that site will definitely be repurposed in the future. Our Chestnut Avenue Safety Redesign Project, which is an ongoing, ever-going process. We've been working diligently with engineering. We've been working with our federal partners in regards to the design here. This has been a number of planning sessions where we've made changes, where we've been allowed some input, not as much as I would have liked, but when you're dealing with grant monies and the federal government, they have a lot of constraints that they handcuff you with. However, we're probably, I'm going to say, a number of 6 or 8 months off from probably seeing a final design, and probably a little bit further past that with being out to bid on the project. But we are meeting every timeline and every deadline they ask for. Just a lot of bureaucracy when you're dealing with multiple layers of government. And what I mean by that is it's not as expeditious as we are at the municipal level, so the feds and the state take a little bit longer. But this is going to be have a little more input from us, and hopefully we can make some more educated changes on this to continue the improvements to the corridor. But ultimately, it's about the safety of the corridor and the repaving of a badly needed stretch of roadway. The 810 billiards franchise is coming in here into Vineland, and it's going to be up on Delsey Drive. It's going to be an exciting changeover to the old Avalon Tile building, and was once American Appliance for those of us that remember it back then. And we're really excited for that. A lot of thanks goes into the planning department with Kathy Hicks and Ryan Headley, because they've worked with me hand in hand on finding ways to really make this site conform and work with parking and drainage, and they were very creative in order to keep this really self-contained on that lot. And we're extremely excited that they are going to be up and running before we know it. And again, another business owner that is very happy with their experience in Vineland has decided to take this on and open this as another business here in the city of Vineland, because they've been very happy with how they've been received and treated here. So a lot of thanks goes into our team and our staff, because they've taken our vision between myself and council to really move forward into a business-friendly environment here. The film studio in the old Landis Marketplace. So this is a little bit of a rendition or a rendering of what the exterior will eventually look like. Films are already being made here in the city of Vineland. I've been told that another film is starting in April here that is being filmed, and we're moving in the right direction and, you know, creating another little industry inside of our various industries. You know, we always talk about diversity in our ethnicities here in the city of Vineland, but sometimes we overlook the diversity in the business crowd. We have a little bit of everything, and we've had vision where we've touched our toes in the water with things like this, like film and different film marketing, and it's been very creative the way these folks have been involved. I've learned a lot more about the film industry than I ever thought I would, and you know, it's a very interesting business, a very cutthroat business, and we're very happy that people have chosen our area to do certain films, and others have been put out for input and have, you know, not been as well received, and they've taken, you know, the message, and social media has been great for that, because they've been able to get a lot of feedback in all directions. They've been able to pick up some cast members and some extras to act in these films, and a lot of people have really, you know, fulfilled their dream of getting onto the big screen. I won't name anybody in particular, but yes, so this industry is going well. They're renting the marketplace, so it's another source of jobs. It's going to be a source of revenue, and you know, back on the tax rolls again in the future, which is going to be great as well. And happy to see a redesign for another staple on top of Landis Avenue. As you've noticed, there's been a number of projects where people have taken advantage of Project Beautify to beautify their buildings, and again, we're seeing the you know, the renaissance here on the avenue. So this is great. We are definitely looking forward to probably late fall, I'm going to assume maybe early winter of this year, the completion of the new Station 6, the career station here on the boulevard. And we are, I encourage anyone who hasn't gone past it to drive by and check the location out. Things are moving in a great direction. Contractors are working hard. The construction management team is doing a great job. And again, you know, teamwork on this too. You know, we looked at this under Director Lilly's agreements to work with the water utility. They've helped to extend their training hydrant here and do some things that were cost savings measures in the construction and time saving measures at this as well. So it's great to see the teams working together internally for the department. This is a long overdue building. Our Jake's Park, this is the latest rendering of the Jake's Park concept, which is going to be our all-inclusive park. So not just special needs, but all levels of adaptability and physical being, and a sensory area as well. We just had a call this evening before tonight's hearing here on the budget and presentation, and this was a very good call. That we were held up by the state a little bit, which is of no surprise, but they've worked through that hurdle, and we are moving forward, and we are hopeful to be out to bid within the next month or so on the project for its construction to start. I'm anxiously awaiting that, because this is going to be a wonderful component in addition to our community and a significant addition to quality of life here for folks with disabilities and without. The golf course, always a topic, right? So the construction of Trout National, which is well underway, and is going to be an incredible addition to this community, not just from the standpoint of having a world-class golf course here that is designed by one of the greatest golfers in history, along with, an ownership interest with the Ruga family and Mike Trout, who and his wife Jessica as well have been involved in this. So you have multiple superstars here. Who would have ever thought in our day and age that we would have something like this in the city of Vineland? And you know what? A lot of thanks goes to council, and a lot of thanks goes to our team internally, and frankly, a lot of thanks to the public that have supported us to keep us and put us in office, because without all of you, this wouldn't be happening here. You would not have these superstar athletes investing hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars into the area. This is a complete testament to our business-friendly environment and what we've been able to accomplish. So we're very proud of them, what they're doing, not to mention the amount of jobs this is going to create in another industry. You're going to have a major addition to the hospitality industry here in the city of Vineland, not just what we have in the hotel industry or in the food and beverage industry that we have here. This will be a lot different because, as many know, this complex is going to contain a number of things, as well as not just a golf course. So we're very, very excited for this to continue. We are very grateful for the Ruga family and the Trout family for making this commitment again to the city of Vineland. And it's not just a blessing, but it's an honor on how they feel about how we've worked with them and how our team has treated them. So our timeline. The introduction of the budget, obviously today. Public hearing will be held on April 9th. Amendments if needed, much to Keith's dismay if there's an amendment. So we don't want those, right, Keith? And then the adoption, of course, that evening as well. I will turn this back to council now if there are any questions.
Anthony, do you know the estimated amount of jobs coming from the Trout golf course? Did they give you an estimate?
No, not yet. But there's an expectation, because that's not just going to be a golf course, obviously. It's going to be a golf course, it's going to be a restaurant, well, multiple restaurants, actually. They're going to have some spa. There's going to be a number of businesses. There's a business center that they're talking about proposing to be constructed. Stop me if I'm too far ahead and there's something I shouldn't say. Because there's some things that obviously are still under wraps that it's not going to happen. I think we can release yet, but I would suspect, Ron, you're going to be in hundreds of jobs added based on what they can do between restaurants. They're going to have cottages on site, so you're going to have staff for maintenance. You're going to have housekeeping staff. You're going to have cooking staff, and not to mention, construction jobs that's already in the area, and specialty contractors from all over. I'm certainly not an expert on golf, or Councilman Spinelli on the golf side.
On a pro course, you will have a better part of probably 50 people. Keeping the grounds, things like that. The outside.
Yeah, they're talking about an indoor shooting range.
Right.
State-of-the-art facility, not only be, obviously for use, but also working with law enforcement, training and publishing. There as well, so that'll have some specialty use there as well. And, you're going to have valets, you're going to have everything on the side, you're going to have retail.
Right.
So, I mean, really, it's an endless thing. It's a gift that's going to hopefully continue to keep on giving. And
Are there any outside businesses, like thinking about staging outside the arena of the golf course?
yes, I cannot say at this particular moment because that
Yeah.
has some confidentiality on, unfortunately, so I can't say at public meeting. However, there are a number of businesses that are looking to locate in that corridor and bring their employee base, and they're not necessarily in town.
Right.
They're out of town and looking to relocate here specifically because of that. And the interesting thing is, I could say there are all different types of professions. But all white-collar business related so far.
Sure.
One of which has, I think it's 52. By relocating in that corridor and adding to the economic impact of the city. It would be great. As a matter of fact, the 55 interchange there, the overpass, is being redone at the right time, because once that's complete, that's going to be a great assistance for people to get off 55 and on the main road and into that location or into the city of Vineland much easier, much like that redesign of Burns Avenue that we completed.
And do you know if Mobile Airport is revving up for this too?
They are.
Yeah.
They've already seen an increase in inquiries for private flights coming in, which is, this is going to have an impact on that
Yeah, that'd be great.
significantly, because they really need some
Yeah, they do.
over there. And I think that'll be great. It's going to help them with fuel sales, it's going to help them with maintenance crew. I think you're going to see them ramp up.
Beer sales too, right? Beer, right. Glass Town's right there.
So, I mean, it's going to be really nice. It's going to have a positive impact throughout the county. And to the interest of the public, you know, as we've seen plans now, you do have where this private course is being built, but you also have a public portion of a course that's being built. And I know Paul's recently had a conversation in regards to that, 7 of the 9, I believe. 7 of the 9 should be
By July.
so that's going to be great. We've been told that that public part of the course is going to be unlike anything that we've seen.
Public course, John actually mentioned that today. For public course, it will be maintained pretty much as well as
Great. Everything that they've done has been done with such quality and care, without question, and they've proven that in what they've done when they relocated their businesses here currently in the industrial side.
All right, thank you.
Any other questions on the budget? So, because of the course meeting or in general? In general. So I've had a number of meetings with New Jersey Transit. We've talked to a number of associations, including the jitneys, all people that are looking to come in here and create some new jobs. I'm going to have a meeting coming up in the month of March. I can't recall the date off the top of my head in regards to some of the folks at Hard Rock, because of how they want to get their employees there. Just remember years ago, where the buses would pick up and then drop off, or they pick up down on the expressway and they scoop everybody in. They haven't done that in a long time. It's been very difficult for local 54 down there to get their employees. And I'm sure that there's somebody next to you on your right on this council as the vice president that knows that industry very well. And could give us some facts and figures better than I. But yes, we have a number of inquiries on the transportation. New Jersey Transit's opening its eyes and realizing again, we're coming from this area down. And frankly, they're afraid because they think that the casinos may try to do their own private transportation because New Jersey Transit hasn't kept up on the routes like they wanted to, and it made the stops not as frequent to help the casino workers and employees. And I don't remember when all that changed.
Not really.
I don't know if it was a COVID thing or if it was pre-COVID.
I think it was pre-COVID.
Pre-COVID.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, Doc, so it's great to hear it because with all the things that are happening, I think all it does is continue buzz, if you will, on what's happening in the area.
Thanks.
As long as there's no more insurance businesses going to be brought up here, right? That's-
No more what?
Insurance businesses, is that, we're good?
Just talk.
I'm planning on having an AED store.
Maybe we can find you a retail location.
Yeah, we shock you, right, there you go.
Only Ron. Yeah.
That's it, 9 more months to go, buddy.
Anything else?
Quitter.
No further questions regarding the budget at this time?
Taxes? Status. My wife does. They're going up, they're staying the same, not sure yet.
You have a guess?
I think it's going to go up slightly. That's my guess.
Any other takers on that?
Last slide.
What?
None.
Just for you, Ron.
That is, thank you.
Just for you.
My wife's going to be happy. She won't have to pay as much taxes. Appreciate that.
That's his birthday present, right?
I said,
I can only speak for the city of Vineland, and only you can finish it after I turn this over to all of you. But no, we have no municipal tax increase coming on this budget. A lot of hard work by Sue, Norma, Yolanda, and the team has gone into this budget. This has been another very, very challenging year, and I know we say that every year, but it seems like every year it's getting worse at the state level. You know, they just don't level the playing field for all of us. You know, South Jersey gets dumped on constantly, and, you know, a lot of folks, not all folks, but a lot of towns in the north get an unfair share of aid from the state. They get a lot of additional benefits through the state, and we don't see that. However, I'm proud of what we've done, what we've been able to accomplish. This is, of course, a direct partnership with, you know, how we do things with our utilities. But no, we are very comfortable in where we are right now. We had a long road to recover from. If you back at that original, one of the original slides in 2016, you know, we were coming off of council and what was happening with the budgets then and just the fiscal irresponsibility at that time with the administrations going back a good 8 or 9 years. And I heard a lot of things, but we were all on it. We were all in government at the time. We never reported that all the way back up to council and hearing things. And we finally had a chance to take over the reins. We have some more times. I don't think we ever expected anything like COVID. I know I sure did. But we weathered that storm now. We started to come out of that. I don't think anyone thought we were going to see the inflation that we saw in this country.
that's awful. Yeah.
In the last couple of years. Brutal.
So the school tax, did that increase?
The school board has not voted on the budget yet. So, I'm going to.
Now, they have a cap, right? And then, right? And then it comes to us, or is that doesn't happen anymore?
So if their budget has to go outside the cap and they go out for, referendum, if they have to go out for a vote, they get shot down and it comes to council. So yes.
That happened to us once.
Correct. I don't see them going outside of their range. I mean, they need to, but I don't think they'll.
It's happened once since we've been on.
Yeah.
And we basically gave it back on and said, you make the cuts, so we don't have to make it.
Correct. If you remember when we were on the board, were you still there to hear that council meddled in our budget at that time?
Yes.
And they arbitrarily just decided to cut for no reason without actually, we had that joint meeting.
That was, yeah, I think I may have been president. That was,
Maybe your last year.
Yeah.
It's out there.
that was a little over $500,000, if I recall.
Yeah, and that 500,000 today that they cut out of there probably has a $3 or $4 million impact on that. Because it just, how it was just arbitrarily done. And what we're referring to is when the three of us were on the Board of Education, so probably right after you guys were all, and then we came on, budget went out, was defeated, it was still going out for votes at the time it went out, and it had to come back, and then it got kicked over to city council. And we balanced the budget at the school board, we figured everything out, we had a massive cut in state aid, out of nowhere. And then.
No job losses.
Correct, no job loss, you're right, no service loss, nothing, that was of any significance, right? Minor stuff that was, I cutting the fat, if you will. And then city council came in and, decided arbitrarily to say we need to cut.
It was $500,000.
And when I remember asking a question at that meeting, well, where are you proposing it's cut from? And then the response was, we don't know.
We don't know, right?
So it was a very irresponsible move on their part, because we weren't really increasing anything. It was just a general budget that got shot down. You know, it was the tax increase. They just arbitrarily cut it out and then decided to do it. For all the cities.
Yeah.
But it's had a negative impact for them. Now, for us, we've had years where our increases have been low, some of them bigger than others, but in times like this, I'm very proud of what we're presently in economically here, because we have increased the services, we've increased police, we've increased fire, we've increased EMS, we bought equipment that is so long overdue for the size of the city, and to have a positive impact on the residents. so by help, and also helping the community significantly in so many different ways. And we felt comfortable. We talked about this, we looked at it in several ways, and we were really comfortable doing this and making sure. Increase. You know, that's the big thing. People think fiscal responsibility is either cutting it or having no. It's knowing when to spend money and when not to, right? And it's a combination. Sometimes you need to take a penny here and there, and sometimes you don't. And if you don't need to, there's no reason to, then there's no reason to. And that's not what we're going to do. So I'm happy about that. We'll see what next year's impact has. You know, the inflation's still real. You know, we think we're going to see some effects, but we just don't know what they are. But it's not fair to hit the taxpayer in the pocket on what if. So, you know, we'll be looking at that. Sound budget, they work very hard on this, and I've been great working with the levy cap, because that cap is there, and it hasn't changed in a very long time. We've done that, and I'm proud to say, our union contracts are all intact, everyone is settled. Every now and again, we have something hanging out for ratification, but it's not on our end at that point. We've had our department heads work with us, our chiefs have worked with us personally, as well as our directors and Chief Castellanos in the room tonight. You know, we're grateful for their assistance. We've done a lot to maintain the integrity of our police department and staff without losing people, because we were losing people a lot. And we've been able to work that out. And I want to thank the PBA, because they worked with the city significantly this year on the impact of what they had for our larger units. You know, a number of members and significant staff. So they worked with us as well, and they committed to the city, how we negotiated their contract as well, to start things a little bit along as well. So the gratitude goes to them as well. I'm sure they'll be ratified soon. I think they're pretty much ready to go. Yeah. Is that right, Greg? Yep. So,
Hans says your time is up.
can you make sure you notate that,
Well, my wife's going to be upset now.
Kudos to the staff. They put in long days and weekends. I even called their Sunday and said, "What, are you crazy?" And so they put in the hours to get to where it's at, and like a miracle for us. So, thank you, Sue, for all the hard work.
Thank you. Thank you.
as always, before I end, I'm taking another piece of Ron's time. Thanks to council. You know, we've really worked together collectively as a unit, a team, and we've really come a long way. We've done a lot. I know you can see when you go to the city, you know, all of us have lived here for a very long time, and the improvements. I can't do what I get done here without all of you and your faith in my decision-making process. And I mean that because I know it's a lot. You know, sometimes, you know, we have some long chats about things, try to figure some stuff out, good feedback, but, you know, in accomplishing what we've accomplished in this day and age, being able to present a budget like this, regardless of the tax not having an increase, but being able to balance it and do it, with all the challenges that Trenton throws our way, is incredible. But I want you to be proud every time you go around the city and you see something, because all of this happens because the legislative body works, you know, with the executive branch. Otherwise, I know what it was like to be in an adversarial relationship. Very much constantly fighting for the benefit of the city, and it is such a pleasure to not have to worry about that kind of stuff. I know the residents feel that, and the businesses feel that, and that's important because it's a very good vibe going throughout the city right now, and people are continuing to talk about it and they see it, and it's great because sometimes the most unsuspecting people come up to you and say something. I had a couple of our public works guys tell me recently that they've had citizens stop over at a traffic light and tell them what a great job they're doing. They've never had that. And it's incredible, and I'm very grateful for that. I get a lot of different Now, listen, doesn't say everything we do is perfect. There's a lot of trial and error, but I appreciate it, and, my sincere gratitude to council for indulging me and trusting in me, that our team has the best interest of everybody at heart. And I'm very grateful for our directors because they really work long and hard at getting a lot of things done with the budget and also with our everyday what goes on. Because they're getting it, they're feeling it. Our directors' meetings are much shorter now. They're more of a, hey, what do you got? I want you communicating with each other every single day. I don't want a 3-hour meeting over an update. I want your stuff every day. I want you guys communicating every day. And they feel that. And basically, we go with some marching orders. Listen, today's a great day, but if we champion, don't mess us up, get it up. I don't want to hear it. And, or this is coming down, this is what we're looking at, and we go. And, the clerk's office has done a fantastic job of fielding a lot of information and getting a lot of information out, because the more successful we are and the more we do, the more you get bothered for how in the world could this be happening. And I'm sorry, but after presenting this budget, you're probably going to get a lot more. I appreciate all of what you guys do down there, because I know it's an arduous task. I think the clerk's office is very underestimated in their function in the city. You and Rich and the team, get a lot done, and I know there's a lot going on every single day. And it's time sensitive, so I do really appreciate it.
Thank you for the acknowledgement.
Of course. So, that's it. I'm getting out of your hair.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. Okay.
Thank you, Finance Department.
Good job.
Public comment provides an opportunity for members of the public to inform the governing body about their views. The governing body prescribes the City Council's bylaws and the New Jersey statutes on open public meetings when engaging during public comment. As such, each individual shall have a 5-minute limit to comment, cannot yield time to another individual, may only approach the podium once during public comment for any one topic. Vulgar or offensive language is prohibited, and City Council will not engage in dialogue with the public during this time. The governing body maintains model courtesy and respect and requires members of the public to do the same.
At this time, is there anyone in the public who wishes to be heard? No one? Petrowski?
I have ordinance number 2024-13, an ordinance to amend and supplement ordinance number 8, which established the classification and compensation plans for the city of Vineland, analyst, city clerk, which is ready for a public hearing.
Chair entertains a motion that ordinance number 2024-13 be taken up for a public hearing and open to the public for discussion.
So move.
Second.
Mr. Acosta?
Yes.
Mr. Franceschini?
Yes.
Mr. Spinelli?
Yes.
Mr. Vargas?
Yes.
Dr. Arthur?
Yes. Is there anyone in the audience who wishes to be heard on ordinance number 2024-13? No one? Chair entertains a motion that the public hearing on ordinance number 2024-13 be closed.
So move.
Second.
Mr. Acosta?
Yes.
Mr. Franceschini?
Yes.
Mr. Spinelli?
Yes.
Mr. Vargas?
Yes.
Dr. Arthur?
Chair entertains a motion that ordinance number 2024-13 be taken up for a final reading and adopted according to law.
So move.
Second.
Is there any discussion by council on this motion? None?
Mr. Acosta?
Yes.
Mr. Franceschini?
Yes.
Mr. Spinelli?
Yes.
Mr. Vargas?
Yes.
Dr. Arthur?
Yes.
Ordinance number 2024-13, an ordinance to amend and supplement ordinance number 8, which established the classification and compensation plans for the city of Vineland, analyst, city clerk. This ordinance is adopted.
Mr. Petrowski, please submit ordinance number 2024-13 to the mayor for his approval or disapproval.
Yes,
Thank you.
you're welcome. I have ordinance number 2024-14, an ordinance to amend and supplement ordinance number 8, which established the classification and compensation plans for the city of Vineland, omnibus operator, which is ready for a public hearing.
Chair entertains a motion that ordinance number 2024-14 be taken up for a public hearing and open to the public for discussion.
So move.
Second.
Mr. Acosta?
Yes.
Mr. Franceschini?
Yes.
Mr. Spinelli?
Yes.
Mr. Vargas?
Yes.
Dr. Arthur?
Yes. Is there anyone in the audience who wishes to be heard on ordinance number 2024-14? No one? Chair entertains a motion that the public hearing on ordinance number 2024-14 be closed.
So move.
Second.
Mr. Acosta?
Yes.
Mr. Franceschini?
Yes.
Mr. Spinelli? Mr. Vargas?
Yes.
Dr. Arthur?
Yes. Chair entertains a motion that ordinance number 2024-14 be taken up for a final reading and adopted according to law.
So move.
Second.
Is there any discussion by council on this motion? None?
Mr. Acosta?
Yes.
Mr. Franceschini?
Yes.
Mr. Spinelli? Mr. Vargas? Dr. Arthur? Ordinance number 2024-14, an ordinance to amend and supplement ordinance number 8, which established the classification and compensation plans for the City of Vineland omnibus operator. This ordinance is adopted.
Mr. Petrosky, please submit ordinance number 2024-14 to the mayor for his approval or disapproval. Thank you.
Welcome. I have ordinance number 2024-15, an ordinance authorizing the sale of Block 5901, Lot 70 at private sale in accordance with NJSA 40A:12-13B5, which is ready for a public hearing.
Chair entertains a motion that ordinance number 2024-15 be taken up for a public hearing and open to public discussion.
So move.
Second.
Mr. Acosta?
Yes.
Mr. Franceschini?
Yes.
Mr. Spinelli?
Yes.
Mr. Vargas? Dr. Arthur?
Yes. Is there anyone in the audience who wishes to be heard on ordinance number 2024-15? No one? Chair entertains a motion that the public hearing on ordinance number 2024-15 be closed.
So move.
Second.
Mr. Acosta?
Yes.
Mr. Franceschini?
Yes.
Mr. Spinelli? Mr. Vargas?
Yes.
Dr. Arthur?
Chair entertains a motion that ordinance number 2024-15 be taken up for a final reading and adopted according to law.
So move.
Second.
Is there any discussion by council on this motion? None?
Mr. Acosta?
Yes.
Mr. Franceschini?
Yes.
Mr. Spinelli? Mr. Vargas? Dr. Arthur? Ordinance number 2024-15, ordinance authorizing the sale of Block 5901, Lot 70 at private sale in accordance with NJSA 40A:12-13B5. This ordinance is adopted.
Mr. Petrosky, please submit ordinance number 2024-15 to the mayor for his approval or disapproval.
Yes,
Thank you.
you're welcome. I have ordinance number 2024-16, ordinance amending ordinance 2004-25 as amended, entitled an ordinance adopting the Center City redevelopment plan consistent with Resolution 5203 of the Planning Board of the City of Vineland, so as to amend Block 3016, Lot 17, 726 East Wood Street, consistent with Resolution 6634 of the Planning Board, which is ready for a public hearing.
Chair entertains a motion that ordinance number 2024-16 be taken up for a public hearing and open to the public for discussion.
So move.
Second.
Mr. Acosta?
Yes.
Mr. Franceschini?
Yes.
Mr. Spinelli?
Yes.
Mr. Vargas?
Yes.
Dr. Arthur?
Is there anyone in the audience who wishes to be heard on ordinance number 2024-16? No one? Chair entertains a motion that the public hearing on ordinance number 2024-16 be closed.
So move.
Second.
Mr. Acosta?
Yes.
Mr. Franceschini?
Yes.
Mr. Spinelli? Spinelli, pardon me. Mr. Vargas?
Yes.
Dr. Arthur?
Yes. Chair entertains a motion that ordinance number 2024-16 be taken up for a final reading and adopted according to law.
So move.
Second.
Is there any discussion by council on this motion? None?
Mr. Acosta?
Yes.
Mr. Franceschini?
Yes.
Mr. Spinelli?
Yes.
Mr. Vargas?
Yes.
Dr. Arthur? Ordinance number 2024-16, ordinance amending ordinance 2004-25 as amended, entitled an ordinance adopting the Center City redevelopment plan consistent with Resolution 5203 of the Planning Board of the City of Vineland, so as to amend Block 3016, Lot 17, 726 East Wood Street, consistent with Resolution 6634 of the Planning Board. This ordinance is adopted.
Petrosky, please submit ordinance number 2024-16 to the mayor for his approval or disapproval.
Yes,
Thank you.
you're welcome. I have ordinance number 2024-17, ordinance amending ordinance 2004-25 as amended, entitled an ordinance adopting the Center City redevelopment plan consistent with Resolution 5203 of the Planning Board of the City of Vineland, so as to amend Block 4001, Lot 25.1, 27 Southeast Boulevard, consistent with Resolution 6633 of the Planning Board, which is ready for a public hearing.
Chair entertains a motion that ordinance number 2024-17 be taken up for a public hearing and open to the public for discussion.
So move.
I second.
Mr. Acosta?
Yes.
Mr. Franceschini?
Yes.
Mr. Spinelli? Mr. Vargas?
Yes.
Dr. Arthur?
Yes. Is there anyone in the audience who wishes to be heard on ordinance number 2024-17? No one? Chair entertains a motion that the public hearing on ordinance number 2024-17 be closed.
So move.
Second.
Mr. Acosta?
Yes.
Mr. Franceschini?
Yes.
Mr. Spinelli? Mr. Vargas? Dr. Arthur?
Yes. Chair entertains a motion that ordinance number 2024-17 be taken up for a final reading and adopted according to law.
So move.
Second.
Is there any discussion by council on this motion? None?
Mr. Acosta?
Yes.
Mr. Franceschini?
Yes.
Mr. Spinelli? Mr. Vargas?
Yes.
Dr. Arthur?
Yes.
Ordinance number 2024-17, ordinance amending ordinance 2004-25 as amended, entitled an ordinance adopting the Center City redevelopment plan consistent with Resolution 5203 of the Planning Board of the City of Vineland, so as to amend Block 4001, Lot 25.1, 27 Southeast Boulevard, consistent with Resolution 6633 of the Planning Board. This ordinance is adopted.
Mr. Petrowski, please submit ordinance number 2024-17 to the mayor for his approval or disapproval.
Yes,
Thank you.
you're welcome. I have ordinance number 2024-18, which is ready for a first reading.
Chair entertains a motion that ordinance number 2024-18 be taken up for the first reading.
So move.
Second.
Mr. Acosta?
Yes.
Mr. Franceschini?
Yes.
Mr. Spinelli? Mr. Vargas?
Yes.
Dr. Arthur? Ordinance number 2024-18, an ordinance to amend and supplement ordinance number 8, which established the classification and compensation plans for the City of Vineland, analyst trainee.
Chair entertains a motion that ordinance number 2024-18 be passed for the first reading and that a public hearing be held on Tuesday, March 26, 2024, at 6:30 p.m.
So move.
Second.
Is there any discussion by council on this motion? None?
Mr. Acosta?
Yes.
Mr. Franceschini?
Yes.
Mr. Spinelli? Mr. Vargas?
Yes.
Dr. Arthur?
Yes.
I have ordinance number 2024-19, which is ready for a first reading.
Chair entertains a motion that ordinance number 2024-19 be taken up for the first reading.
So move.
Second.
Mr. Acosta?
Yes.
Mr. Franceschini?
Yes.
Mr. Spinelli? Mr. Vargas?
Yes.
Dr. Arthur? Ordinance number 2024-19, ordinance authorizing the issuance of licenses for amusement games and fixing annual license fees in accordance with NJAC 30:3-1.5A2.
Chair entertains a motion that ordinance number 2024-19 be passed for first reading and that a public hearing be held on Tuesday, March 26, 2024, at 6:30 p.m.
So move.
Second.
Is there any discussion by council on this motion? None?
Mr. Acosta?
Yes.
Mr. Franceschini?
Yes.
Mr. Spinelli? Mr. Vargas?
Yes.
Dr. Arthur?
Yes.
I have ordinance number 2024-20, which is ready for a first reading.
Chair entertains a motion that ordinance number 2024-20 be taken up for the first reading.
So move.
Second.
Mr. Acosta?
Yes.
Mr. Franceschini?
Yes.
Mr. Spinelli? Mr. Vargas?
Yes.
Dr. Arthur? Ordinance 2024-20, bond ordinance providing for improvements to various roads and related drainage and sidewalk improvements in and by the City of Vineland in the County of Cumberland, New Jersey, appropriating $5 million therefore, and authorizing the issuance of $4,750,000 bonds or notes of the city to finance part of the cost thereof.
Chair entertains a motion that ordinance number 2024-20 be passed for the first reading and that a public hearing be held on Tuesday, March 26, 2024, at 6:30 p.m.
So move.
Second.
Is there any discussion by council on this motion? None?
Mr. Acosta?
Yes.
Mr. Franceschini?
Yes.
Mr. Spinelli? Mr. Vargas?
Yes.
Dr. Arthur?
Yes.
I have ordinance number 2024-21, which is ready for a first reading.
Chair entertains a motion that ordinance number 2024-21 be taken up for the first reading.
So move.
Second.
Mr. Acosta?
Yes.
Mr. Franceschini?
Yes.
Mr. Spinelli? Mr. Vargas? Dr. Arthur?
Yes.
Ordinance number 2024-21, ordinance appropriating $850,000 from the Capital Improvement Fund for various park improvements in and by the City of Vineland and the County of Cumberland, New Jersey.
Chair entertains a motion that ordinance number 2024-21 be passed for the first reading and that a public hearing be held on Tuesday, March 26, 2024 at 6:30 p.m.
So moved.
Second.
Is there any discussion by council on this motion? None?
Mr. Acosta?
Yes.
Mr. Franceschini?
Yes.
Mr. Spinelli? Mr. Vargas?
Yes.
Dr. Arthur?
Yes.
I have ordinance number 2024-22, which is ready for a first reading.
Chair entertains a motion that ordinance number 2024-22 be taken up for the first reading.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Acosta?
Yes.
Mr. Franceschini?
Yes.
Mr. Spinelli?
Yes.
Mr. Vargas?
Yes.
Dr. Arthur?
Yes.
Ordinance number 2024-22, ordinance of the City of Vineland in the County of Cumberland, New Jersey, appropriating $450,000 from the Capital Improvement Fund to supplement the $847,500 appropriated by bond ordinance number 2017-61, finally adopted September 12, 2017, of the city for park improvements at Burt Mill Pond and the design of the historic footbridge.
Chair entertains a motion that ordinance number 2024-22 be passed for the first reading and that a public hearing be held on Tuesday, March 26, 2024 at 6:30 p.m.
So moved.
Second.
Is there any discussion by council on this motion? None?
Mr. Acosta?
Yes.
Mr. Franceschini?
Yes.
Mr. Spinelli?
Yes.
Mr. Vargas?
Yes.
Dr. Arthur?
Yes.
I have Resolution 2024-110, resolution amending Resolution 2023-434, a resolution authorizing the issuance of a Class II annual cannabis manufacturer license to Wiseco New Jersey, LLC, Clifton, New Jersey, to reflect their application for an annual license and not the conversion of a conditional license from the Cannabis Regulatory Commission.
Chair entertains a motion that resolution number 2024-110 be adopted according to law.
Second.
Is there any discussion by council on this motion? Discussion? None?
Mr. Acosta?
Yes.
Mr. Franceschini?
Yes.
Mr. Spinelli?
Yes.
Mr. Vargas?
Yes.
Dr. Arthur?
Yes.
We'll move now into the consent agenda items. 2024-92 is a resolution to introduce the calendar year 2024 municipal budget of the City of Vineland. 2024-93 is a resolution authorizing the issuance of a mandatory supplemental change order number 1 to contract number C22-0141 issued to Riggs Distler and Company Incorporated, Cherry Hill, New Jersey, in the amount of $25,383. 2024-94 is a resolution authorizing the issuance of a mandatory supplemental change order number 1 to contract number C23-0114 issued to Capri Construction Company Incorporated, Vineland, New Jersey, in the amount of $15,803.41. 2024-95 is a resolution amending resolution number 2024-27, authorizing a contract for furnishing Z88 radium removal media replacement at the existing well number 2 water treatment facility. 2024-96 is a resolution authorizing a professional services agreement with Montrose Environmental Solutions Incorporated, Robbinsville, New Jersey, to provide general engineering services for on-call support for the water utility in an amount not to exceed $47,850. 2024-97 is a resolution awarding an open-end contract to Tanner Industries Incorporated, Southampton, Pennsylvania, for the furnishing and delivery of SCR reagent quality ammonia for Unit 11 and Clayville 1 in the amount of $59,940. 2024-98 is a resolution awarding an open-end contract to K. Moria Company, LLC, doing business as Traffic Plan, Farmingdale, New Jersey, to furnish traffic control services in the amount of $447,675. 2024-99 is a resolution approving charge against various land for land clearance and authorizing said charge to become a lien upon such land and to be added and to become part of the taxes to be assessed and levied upon such land. 2024-100 is a resolution approving Vineland revolving loan funds for Z&D Realty LLC or assigns. 2024-101 is a resolution approving Vineland revolving loan funds for Salem 2 Real Estate LLC or assigns. 2024-102 is a resolution authorizing the cancellation of taxes for calendar year 2023 and calendar year 2024 for the reason recommended by the City of Vineland Tax Collector. 2024-103 is a resolution authorizing and directing the refund of taxes. 2024-104 is a resolution acknowledging compliance with the United States Equal Employment Opportunity Commission's enforcement guidance on the consideration of arrest and conviction records in employment decisions under Title VII of the Civil Rights Act of 1964. 2024-105 is a resolution providing and authorizing the payment of bills and demands against the City of Vineland. 2024-106 is a resolution approving the 2024 annual roster of volunteers to the Office of Emergency Management. 2024-107 is a resolution making temporary emergency appropriations for the calendar year 2024 pending final adoption of the calendar year 2024 budget. 2024-108 is a resolution authorizing the issuance of original, renewal, and/or transfer taxicab licenses for the year 2024. 2024-109 is a resolution authorizing the filing of one application for funding under the fiscal year 2023 Assistance to Firefighters Grant Program. And I have the annual report for the year 2023 from the tax collector and request the report be received and filed.
Chair entertains a motion to approve all items on the consent agenda.
So move.
I second.
Is there any discussion by council on this motion? None?
Mr. Acosta?
Yes.
Mr. Franceschini?
Yes.
Mr. Spinelli?
Yes.
Mr. Vargas?
Yes.
Dr. Arthur? That's all the formal business I have, Madam President.
Drosky.
You're welcome.
Any comments from council at this time?
I wanted to thank the Rossi Safety Patrol for coming up here and doing this flag salute. And I thank the administrators that came with them. And that's all I have. Thank you.
Councilman Acosta?
No comment this time.
Councilman Vargas?
Not at this time.
A
Spinelli?
reminder that Friday night is the karaoke event, if you're going. Wish my wife happy birthday, it's her birthday.
Your real birthday. And that's where you're taking her?
Actually, I'm taking her to dinner, and then we're going to the karaoke night. Don't worry, there's going to be more than that, you know that, I'm not going to worry about that. Also, the theater is operating, they have concerts every Friday and Saturday, pretty much. And also during the week, they have events in their upstairs lounge, as well as the bar downstairs is open for lunch and dinner.
I want to thank the Rossi Owls, their safety patrol, for coming and leading us in the Pledge of Allegiance. And thanks to the mayor and the finance committee as well for their presentation. Anything else? Nothing further. Chair entertains a motion to adjourn the regular meeting.
So move.
I second.
Mr. Acosta?
Yes.
Mr. Franceschini?
Yes.
Mr. Spinelli?
Yes.
Mr. Vargas?
Yes.
Dr. Arthur?
Yes, thank you, and have a good night.